Welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner Podcast. My name's Coach Scott. I'll be your host today. It is Friday. Happy Friday, everybody out there. I hope you guys had a great week, good week of training, solid week of training. It is March 19th, a day that always sticks in my mind. It's my birthday. Yay! Facebook does not let me forget that. That's for sure. I want to thank everyone who did wish me well so far this morning. And, it's weird because like your birthday has become more about how many people like write you happy birthday on Facebook than it is. It used to be like you sit around the house and every once in a while, like, you know, your uncle calls, your aunt calls, your grandma, whatever it may be, and they wish you happy birthday, a couple friends, you know. And now it's like how many people write on Facebook. It's just, there they are. And I think, you know, I've been trying to kind of turn over this new leaf and be a little bit more optimistic about things, be a little bit more positive thinking. You know, I'm very, historically, very cynical, very kind of like sarcastic. And I think, you know, in the past, I would look at that and go, oh, here's someone I haven't spoken to in 30 years. Or, you know, this guy sells insurance and he wants to get his name out there. It's just like little things like that, you know, I would look at it as a, like sort of a cynical, pessimistic way. But today, I got to be honest, today it was refreshing. It was refreshing to see. It was like, I kind of went through it and I was like, oh, you know, good to see this person, good to see that person. I think maybe it has to do a lot with the optimism we've been trying to kind of, you know, just that feeling of optimism we've been trying to embrace over the last week. I felt really good about it. And I want to thank everyone for giving me, for writing up on the wall and doing all that good stuff. It's really cool. Let's tell it this way. You guys know I'm superstitious. We talked about that a little bit on Monday, how a lot of times on Monday, I start looking around for signs that this is going to be a good week. It's going to be a bad week. And you see little different things. Today I got up and I was thinking, all right, it's my birthday. Let's look for signs that it's going to be a good next year. I'm 47 years old, right? You got to think that, you know, it's funny. We do this running thing, right? Where if I'm running 10 miles, it's like you run up to 5. And then when you get to that 5 point, then you start counting down. Sometimes birthdays are a little like that. That might be pessimistic. You kind of get to that next year. You're like, oh, am I halfway done? I don't know. Where am I on the scope? How long do I have left? I don't know. But I think I definitely went through that 5 mile mark. I don't know. Do I want to make it to 94? I don't know. We'll see when we get there. Maybe I'll still be running. Maybe I'll still be doing triathlon. Who knows? But anyway, it was good to see today. But I was looking for signs that it was going to be a good morning. And I got up to get my first coffee of the day and went to the Keurig and the whole, you know, my Keurig has this water, you know, you have the water. I know some people have those nice ones that the water goes straight from your house into the thing and you never have to refill it. But, you know, ours has like the water base and then you have to like fill and then bring it back. And it's always a pain in the butt when I have to refill it. It's not very big. It probably lasts three large coffees and I'm done. I got to refill. So normally I make coffee for myself. I make one for Steph and I always have to refill it. Today, for whatever reason, maybe Steph filled it last night. I don't know. That would have been kind of her. But today I got there. It was full. I got my coffee. I didn't have to go and refill it. And I thought, you know, it's never full. It's never, ever full. That is a good sign. That is a good sign for the next year. We got through the morning, ate breakfast, and Steph was like, oh, why don't we go to Dunkin? So we went to Dunkin for coffee number 2, which is right here. Cheers. Thank you. I walked in there and I saw my friend Billy. Billy and I, it's so funny. Like Billy and I, we both go to the same Dunkin. We're not on the same schedule. I go at all different times. I think he probably goes at all different times. I know a lot of people in this neighborhood. I know a lot of different people. I never run into anybody as much as I run into Billy. And I run into Billy at Dunkin Donuts almost like once a week at least. And it's just funny because it's like, I almost expect to see him there when I go. So Billy walks in and he hadn't written on my Facebook wall, but he goes, oh, he must have seen it. He's like, oh, happy birthday, man. It was good. You know, it was nice of him to notice, nice of him to say. Got up to the front of the line. The Dunkin staff was like, oh, it's your birthday, I heard, because Billy said happy birthday. And so this coffee was free. How about that? They gave me my coffee for free. So thank you to Dunkin Donuts. Even though, look I got the brown line, the coffee stain line going down the side today. But even so, with free coffee, I'm not going to complain. So thank you to the people at Dunkin. Thank you, Billy. And then Billy and I started talking. We said, hey, we should go to different Dunkin Donuts like every day, stagger the entrance, and just wish each other a happy birthday, even if it's not your birthday. And we can get free coffee all the time. All the time. That would be great. Except for I think after a while, you go to the local Dunkin', you got to keep doing the rotation and, you get to the same people. Wasn't it your birthday last week? Ooh. Caught me. But anyway, it's been a good morning so far. It's been a pretty good morning. And it's kind of hard, it's kind of hard to segue this into the next bit of discussion that I wanted to mention, but it's something that I have to talk about because this person was so influential and important in our sport that it needs mentioning, and that is the passing of Dick Hoyt earlier this week. Dick Hoyt was a guest in our podcast. Dick Hoyt is the guy that pushes the wheelchair with his son, who can't run, and he's been doing it for years and years. He's become an icon in the sport. He started his own foundation, and now there are people all over the place pushing wheelchairs, doing things that, we talk about ordinary marathoner and just sort of that concept of people who, everyday people who don't think they could ever do something like a marathon and then accomplishing that. Well, Dick kind of took this to the next level, pushing his son in that wheelchair, never doing races without him, really. Never. And he was competitive. I think he ran like a 17 or 18 minute 5K with the wheelchair. He's done sub 3 hour marathons or around 3 hour marathons with the wheelchair. And he has just become a fixture of the sport. And man, talk about a life worth living. I feel like he should be celebrated. And I know it's sad and I don't want to kind of belabor the sadness of it. But sometimes I feel like we need to celebrate people's lives when they pass. And, they say like that you have two deaths, right? You have the death where your body stops breathing and you're no longer there. But then you have your second death, which is when people just forget who that you ever existed. When the last person forgot, the last person who remembered you is gone and there's no more record of you ever existing. That's not going to happen to Dick Hoyt for a long, long time. His legacy is cemented in our sport for sure. And really just in the kindness of humanity, Dick Hoyt is up there for sure. And man, it's not just that he was able to push his son through and do it in such a way that was so amazing and incredible and impressive. But it was this, that he opened doors for other people in similar situations. And you see the Dick Hoyt Foundation out there doing things like this now, where, kids that can't walk or kids that are bound to a wheelchair are now getting to experience racing, getting to experience things with their parents, with their friends, whoever it may be. Just an incredible thing to share with the world. Oh, and just incredible to sort of, with his generosity, with his love for his son and love for the sport of running, he has opened so many doors for so many people that were absolutely shut and closed. Opportunities where no one thought they existed in the past. And, and on top of it all, if you were to ask me, there's probably a handful of people. We've probably had 200, 250 guests or so on this show. If you were to ask me who the nicest person was, who's the kindest person, there are probably 4 or 5 of them that I would name off the top of my head. But Dick Hoyt is up there. Top 5, maybe even top 2. When you have a guest on who is relatively famous and people know who he is, you kind of, you defer to them and you kind of try to treat them, with care, and you want to promote them properly and you want to get them on and be sort of normal and relaxed and let them have the spotlight to a certain degree. Dick Hoyt and his people, they wrote me multiple times asking me what we were doing, asking me what we've been up to, very sincerely interested in the things that we were doing here at Ordinary Marathon. And, I just wanted to ask him questions and talk about his experiences and how he got involved. And he actually was asking me questions back about us and the things that we do. And if we could meet them out in the Boston area, which is out, closer to where they live, they're about probably 45 minutes to an hour away from us. That we, if we could do things. And it was just such an honor for him to talk to us that way and just be so kind and generous with his time. His legacy he will not be forgotten. He will not be forgotten. What an incredible life, an incredible, incredible life. And, I'm trying to do him justice here on the show. I almost feel like I could talk about it forever. But I don't want to be too sad about his death, although it's certainly a big loss, and you could feel the loss in the community when people were sharing the news. In fact, I put it up on our Facebook page, and I felt a twinge of guilt doing it because, I don't want to be that person who is, I just got to share the news. I can't wait to share the news and tell people I want the scoop. I wanted to put it out there for people because, it's just worth reflecting, and it's worth honoring his life. And, man, what a great guy. He will not be forgotten. Thank you so much for all that you did, Dick Hoyt. What you've done for the sport is just amazing. It's just amazing. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Let's kind of bring it out of that. Again, I don't want to be sad about it because, man, what this guy did, it's a loss. With no doubt, it's a loss, and no doubt it's sad. But what this guy did is incredible. It's just incredible. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. About a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I put out a little bit of a call to you guys, especially you guys on Team Ordinary. I want to kind of revive the team. It's on life support a little bit. We want to kind of, get the paddles out and start now, especially that there's life, there's real life racing now. People are getting more races in person done, and it's nice to see. Even though, yes, we did have some cancellations, and we're still going to have some cancellations. We're going to go through this little bit of a rough period where some races are going to get canceled and some are going to happen, and we just don't know what is what. But I did put out the call for you guys to kind of update your racing schedules over on the teamordinary.com webpage, and a lot of you guys did. And it was really nice to see. And I tell you, I remember sort of as we were doing this concept in the beginning, and I was getting inundated with all these races, and I remember I'd wake up in the morning and have 20 emails and be like, I got to update all these races because it's a manual process. It was not annoying, but it was like a task that I had to do. This week, when I started seeing the races come in, I was like, yes, thank you. We are getting back to normal, and it feels good to do this again. It feels good to say that, to list these races now. Tomorrow, March 20th, Team Ordinary members that are racing. Three of them. It's so good to see. Mike Roman's doing the Sham Rock and Run 7K in Jamestown, North Dakota. Good luck, Mike. You've been doing awesome lately. I know he's got a little bit of a bum wheel, but he's been he's just been training awesome. Very, very consistent so far in training, and good luck to you with an in-person race. It's like you can't even say this anymore. It's amazing. Jen Bergstrom out in Salida, Colorado, run through time marathon out there. Again, that's probably a trail run because that's all you do. But good luck to you out there, Jen, and hope you get that one done. I know you've been running a lot lately. It's good to see. And in Durham, North Carolina, Jacob Polson doing the MST 50 miler. Wow, 50 miles. I'm guessing that's a run. I didn't look it up, to be honest, but I'm guessing that's a run and not a ride. But man, nice to see an ultra. So we've got a 7K, a marathon, and an ultra there. And I'm going to call this this is 0 week. This is start again week. We are coming off life support and starting to see real life racing again. Good to see. Let's be a little bit optimistic again. This has all been about optimism lately. We're trying to kind of be a little bit more positive thinking here. And it feels good to say all those names and to get you guys out and running and getting things done. And we'll certainly be rooting for you tomorrow. So good luck, guys. Let's see. I think I pretty much hit everything that I wanted to hit this morning. Let's talk a little bit about training. We left you guys off on Wednesday. Wednesday, I was supposed to do a run. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I took a pass. I'm not killing myself over it because we ran on Monday, and Monday was typically an off day. We did a workout on Monday, so I did feel good about my Monday run. And I just saw, all right, move my rest day to Wednesday instead. All right, I'm going to take it. It's kind of like frustrating, annoying, but whatever, is what it is. Schedules change, things happen. Thursday morning, I got up for our 6 a.m. ride. We did live stream it. I did our latest workout in the L'Etape du Tour training club plan that is on Zwift. We are almost done with that plan. There's like 3 or 4 workouts. They are hell too. There are some really tough workouts coming up. Yesterday's was no different. There were 2 15-minute blocks. So what you did, you started out with a sprint, and then you did then there was a sprint and then a 15-minute block that was tough right behind it. And typically when we do these blocks in a workout setting, you're looking at shorter time frames. You're looking at, 5-minute blocks, 4-minute blocks, 7-minute blocks, whatever. 15 minutes is a long one. It's a long block. That was a tough workout. It took a lot out of me, especially since, I did the FTP test. I've raised my FTP a little bit in the morning workouts, about 10 watts. I raised it. So they've been a little bit tougher. It was challenging. I did have to move the bar lower. I set there's something called bias. So as you're working out, if you find that the workout's a little bit too difficult, you can adjust it down a little bit so it's a little bit easier and still get it done and still feel accomplished. I did that a little bit towards the end of the ride yesterday, but I got it done, feel good about it. And then last night, we did our Thursday night ride. I reached out to Zwift. We're going to keep doing that, guys. We're just going to keep reaching out to Zwift until they let us have an event ride. So I have a list now of 98 people that I invite weekly to our Thursday night trivia ride. Yesterday, probably about 25 to 30 people showed up. Thank you guys for showing up, by the way. We had a really great crowd, a really fun time. The problem is not the problem, but Zwift responded to me and said, "Hey, we will give you your own. We can see giving you your own event ride, but we like to see attendance on your rides of about 60 to 80 people consistently. And normally for us, we've been like 25 to 30 people. I send the invite out to like 90 something people, and 25 to 30 people show up. And the thing is, yes, we probably have a core group of 5 or 10 people that show up almost every single Thursday. And I thank you guys. You guys it's becoming a big family. It's really awesome to see. But we have like the rest is like a revolving door, right? Some, especially now with the spring coming, people are going to be outside more. People are going to be out riding outdoors. So, I do send the invite out, and I'm not the kind of person that's going to be like, hey, you haven't shown up the last 4 weeks, so let's throw the invite in the trash. I don't want to do that. I kind of want to keep inviting you guys until you say, hey, you know what? Thursday's not really working for me. I'd love to come from time to time, but please take me off the invite list. I'm good with that too. And, I have removed some people if they haven't shown up for months and months in a row. I do start removing them, but most of you guys are just sort of like a revolving door. And I get it. I'm the same way. It's like, Thursday evening, what can I do tonight? It's 6:30 at night. Well, I can either kind of park myself in front of the TV. Oh, here's the trivia ride. Maybe I'll do that. That would be me. That's how I would kind of approach that. And so I get it. It's sort of like a revolving door, and I like that. I like that about the ride. I like that it's casual. I like that you can show up when you want to show up, and you don't have to if you don't. But in order to get that's so we're basically not going to get the Zwift ride, is what I'm saying. We're not going to get the event ride, which is just like a step up in class. I think we deserve it. I think that Zwift should accommodate us. I think that they should bend over backwards to be like, hey, you guys deserve it. But I don't know that that's going to happen. So unless we get a wave of attendance, unless everybody decides they're going to show up, it's not going to happen. But it's fine. It's fine because, we do a great thing. We do a good thing now. I would love to be able to open it up to more people. Maybe I can get them to kind of extend our invites to, 150 or 200. That would be great. What I am going to do, and they can listen to me now. I hope you're listening, Zwift. I am going to write them Shawshank style. You guys remember the what do you call it? What's his name? Robbins. I can't remember his character name. I'm gonna get it. Andy Dufresne. Remember how they had the prison library, and he wanted to get books for the library, and so he started writing letters once a week, twice a week, and then when they finally gave him stuff, they were like, "Please shut up," and then he wrote more letters. That's gonna be me. That's going to be me. I'm going to write them Shawshank style until we get our own event ride. That's what it's going to be. But yet last night we had a great time. We did some Who Am I trivia. Those are always super fun. I got to tell you, they're fun for you guys. They're a little bit frustrating for me. And let me tell you why. Because I pick out about 10 to 12 different people or characters or whatever it may be. And then I got to go do some research. And this takes hours to put this ride together. That's why we can't do it every week, because I don't have hours to do just the trivia ride. It's like I put in 6 hours worth of work for 1 hour worth of fun. And not only that, but like I will do about 10 clues per person. So I will line up 10 different clues. That's all that research. And then someone will, because you guys are so smart, someone will answer the question after I only give 3 of the clues. So here I've done all this research. Here I've done all this work. Here I've accidentally learned tons of things about all these different characters and people. And then you guys go and you get the answer in a split second. It's not that it's frustrating. It's fun, but for me, it's like, man, it's a lot of work. And then half the work goes into the trash can because I never get to use it. One of the things that we are doing, we are going to take those clues. I'm keeping them, and we are going to make some rides for midweek rides for workout rides for Zwift, and we will put those out there too. They're funny. Some of them are really good. Some of them are, I don't know. I pat myself on the back. Anyway, let's talk about. Just to finish that off, I want to just thank everyone for coming to the ride last night. It was really cool. We had a really great time. We're going to continue doing that. I think we've got to be doing now it's been over a year that we've been doing the ride. And again, that one, we live streamed that one too. There's a whole playlist of our old trivia rides, and you can see how the ride's grown over the years. It's been quite amazing. How long have we been talking here today? We've been doing pretty good. Wow, 20 minutes already. 20 minutes. Today I got to do a run. I got to do a run today. I might hold out until 8 o'clock. It's the Friday 5 day. I am going to do more than 5. More than a 5K today. I need to do another workout since I missed Wednesday. So I probably will try to get a run in a little bit earlier. I'm also going to dinner with the family since it's the birthday. So, birthday dinner is always in the same spot. Max Burger in Longmeadow. Going to have a beer or two. Going to be with my girls. And eat. I'm going to eat well. I've been eating really well this week, guys. This week has been a good diet week. I'm down a few pounds. I feel really good about it too. I feel really good. And, things are working, things are happening, things are going good for the weekend ahead. Long ride. I think I'm going to hold off the long ride on Saturday and do it Sunday. Because a lot of people, I think some of the people that we normally do ride with on Saturday are going to be doing their, doing runs on Saturday instead. So we might do the long ride on Sunday and might do the long run tomorrow. I'm fine with that. The long run, I'm looking for 10 miles this weekend. I'm looking for 10 miles. I know I haven't really been pushing that distance, but I haven't really been running this week. This week has been, to rewind a little bit, probably about 4 weeks ago, I did a 10-mile run. That was the first time I hit that 10 miles in a long time. And then the week after, we went again and we did 11. Felt good about that, but that one was challenging. That was a challenging run. The following week, we kind of dumbed it down. I think I did 8. That, for whatever reason, that was challenging too. That was a challenging run too. It felt pretty, it weird on me. It definitely did. And then last week I skipped it. Last week we missed it. We had a busy weekend. We were gone. We were doing some family things. I was going to try to make it up on Monday. That didn't work out. I did do a run on Monday, but it wasn't a long run. So I haven't done a proper long run since that 11 miles, but I don't know. That 11 mile one really did me in. So I think we're going to go up to 10 this week. We're going to see how that feels. And if it works well, and if I feel good about it, then we'll start pressing that. Maybe we'll go to 12 next week. We'll see about that as things progress. And again, I'm trying to build up. Eventually, I do have a marathon in November, but I don't, I'm in really good shape right now for that. I don't necessarily need to be much beyond that 10-mile mark right now. I think that I definitely am looking, Tamara Johnson, to add an ultra at some point, either later this year. We were looking at the Marine Corps Marathon 50K, but honestly, I'm just not going to do it as a virtual event. I want my first ultra to be a live event, one that I can embrace, that I can partake in fully, that there can be other people. I want that experience. So whether it's later this year or early next year, that's fine. I just want to keep progressing. I can progress comfortably to the Philadelphia Marathon in November. That's a long time from now. I have plenty of time to progress that way. I want to get comfortable right now around this sort of 10 to 15 mile distance. I want to be able to kind of roll off the couch and do a half if it presents itself. And we do have Ordinary Marathon coming up soon too, by the way. May 7th through May 16th. Circle up the dates. Yes, it's over Mother's Day. Yes, we did that last year. It was a very good thing, and we're going to continue that going forward. Heading over to ordinarymarathon.com. Get registered for that race. Guys, lots going on if you want to help us out. We have our foundation now. We've raised close to $3,500 for the Ordinary Marathoner Foundation. You can find it at ordinarymarathonfoundation.org. We got some meetings next week that are really, I mean, you guys, it's like our project. And actually, it's funny. I talked to Denny Cray. I was on Denny Cray's podcast. We'll talk about that next week when it gets released. But we did talk a lot about some of the things that we got going on with the foundation. And, man, it just feels good. And the pressure's been dialed up now because we've gotten the donations in, and now it's like, all right, now we got to put it to work. And we've got some really good things coming out that will be rolling out soon, that you're going to be able to see and kind of wrap your arms around. And if you want to help us out, ordinarymarathonfoundation.org, if you'd like to donate or volunteer, either one, we'd love to hear from you. You can help us out on the podcast too at patreon.com/ordinarymarathoner. Again, thank you all you guys that have become patrons over the last probably 6 months or so. It's been such a worthy venture. And I thank all of you for your support. You guys make the show happen. You make the show tick. And if you want to get added to the scroll, that's going to happen in about 5 seconds after we close the podcast. Just go to patreon.com/ordinarymarathoner and help us out if you can. And remember, as that is said, remember, every day is an ordinary day unless you make it extraordinary. So get after it, guys.